What's up, party people? There's no need for introductions because you know me and I know you. So let's get this started. So all of you remember fidget spinners, right? Those little things to hold in your hand and just spin around. Literally everyone I knew had one of them. But when was the last time you actually thought about it? And is it just me, or are we seeing less and less of those gigantic, ugly water bottles floating around? I know you all would be lying if you didn't buy the Stanleys, only for the hype. Now, let me ask you a completely and totally different set of questions. I want you to answer honestly, with a thumbs up or a thumbs down. So did you all wear socks to school today? I'm only saying one, come on. Did you all wear socks to school today? Yeah. Did you all get a bag to school today? And I'm pretty sure I know the answer to this. Did you all doom scroll social media last night? So would it be fair for me to say that while doom scrolling at midnight was fun when it lasted, you wouldn't change it for perhaps winning an award, getting your article published in a magazine, winning a trophy in your sport? Exactly my point. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is what the rest of this talk is going to be about. I'm going to be speaking about building monuments in a world of sandcastles. That and a few out-of-pocket jokes. Please laugh. So you all know what a monument is, right? When I'm mentioning the word, the Taj Mahal, the Great Pyramid of Giza, or the Eiffel Tower must be cycling through your mind. And you're right, it is a pretty structure. But actually, it's so much more than that. It's a message from the people who created it, saying, hello, we also existed. But they aren't just physical. Isaac Newton's are his laws, Mahatma Gandhi's, his ideologies, and Martin Luther King's, his dreams. So, believe it or not, I actually did 13 hours and 43 minutes of research for this talk. I did it. So whatever I say from here on, whatever you draw from me, is a fact, not an assumption. My job this afternoon isn't just to lecture you about some old, boring topic, although that's what the description says, but to change your mind when you leave today. So all I ask is that you lend me your ears. And if I get through to you, you clap. So in these 13 hours and 43 minutes, what I found was completely bamboozling. So I'm sure all of you have got something from Zara, right? Yeah, I'll be shocked if you didn't. So I can personally vouch for myself that I have a full shelf of them. So when ChatGPT told me that an average Zara t-shirt has a shelf life of only 14 days, I was shocked. An average relationship for a Gen Z lasts 40% less than it used to for the 1990s born kids. So when you think about it, it may seem bamboozling, but I realized that my shirt loses color within one wash or two, but my dad's, they stay magically intact for years. Our parents have had 1, 2, or maybe 0 relationship before they got married. Isn't that right? So it got me thinking, what does this all indicate? Everything around us is temporary. Trends, passion project, our school year. It's over before we know it. And you want my personal opinion? I think we are all sandcastle builders. We like to build things quick, build them pretty, but boom, as soon as the opportunity arises, we choose to, as Elsa said, let it go. So everyone remembers Skibidi Toilet here, right? In 2022, my entire feed was full of it. But now, even mentioning its name is considered cringe. But jokes aside, what happens when we treat everything that way? What happens when our friendships are sandcastles, when our dreams are washed away? What happens when you look inside and rediscover that little kid who wanted to be the next Virat Kohli, the next Indira Gandhi, the next big shot that would change the world? So let me tell you a story. My dadu, who's a total legend by the way, has been wearing the same wristwatch ever since he got married. So what I noticed is that there's not a single dent, not a single scratch on it. It's not like he doesn't wear it, he wears it pretty much every single day. It's because things that were made in his generation weren't just made for profit, but they were made to last, made to pass down from generation to generation. But now, our watches, they collapse within a single software update. But compare that to us. Everyone here knows that one person who's obsessed with Snapchat. To them, streaks is more important than their real lives. I personally can't relate to sending a blank picture to get fire emojis, but I'd also admit I'd rather scroll social media than spend time with my parents, build memories, and maybe even build monuments. So now, me and ChatGPT found out 3 things that can help you build your own monument. Number 1, consistency. I'm pretty sure all of you have heard the quote, consistency is key. And that's absolutely right. Instead of making that big leap, take the small steps first. Sachin Tendulkar, even after he retired, used to practice shadowing his bat every single night. Number 2, drive. I'm sure your parents must say that to become successful you need drive. But that's true. Drive's what keeps you apart from the rest of the crowd. When you have a true drive, you have a true purpose in life. Then you won't get defeated by the social media scrolls, by reels, by TikTok, and by what's trending on Insta. And 3, leave a lasting mark. Imagine tomorrow, photos disappeared. Social media is gone. How would we know that you existed? So my advice, go make that friendship. Go write that book. Go complete that hobby. Go show the world who you truly are. So aside from this deep, serious stuff, when was the last time any of y'all actually completed a hobby? When was the last time you actually wrote a New Year's resolution and finished it? I can't remember the last time I did that. So funny story. So my best friend in the pandemic wrote a series of short stories. And I got super jealous. I thought, if this guy can do it, so can I. So the next day, I made a plan. I thought every single day I'll write short stories and have my book published in absolutely no time. And I was laser focused. I wrote 3 stories the next day. But after that, I realized this much effort is not possible. It's too much. I procrastinated. And now, when I see almost everyone I know writing their own novels, I just think of what could have been. Look, I'm not saying sandcastles are bad. They're fun. They help us build. They help us grow. But at the end of the day, you have got to stop being defeated by the most brittlest of waves and start building on concrete. Because as David Goggins said, who's gonna carry the boats and the logs? Thank you.